All right, we're going to be looking at Tyler Nakamoto's recent gadget list, and he's got two that he sent me and has posted a few places asking for advice, and I'm actually curious to see what people think about these. Now, I haven't got the chance to sit down and test gadgets myself as of late, so this is going to be a supplementary, I'm curious video. I'm probably going to give my opinion on a couple things on his list as well, but I'm glad to see that somebody's messing around with this deck. I do know that there was a Gadget deck that went 4-4-1 in Florida, and that might not be too impressive to a lot of you, but finish 4-4-1 at the Kissimmee Regional, which, I mean, you guys might be like, oh my god, that's so terrible. Doesn't matter. People are trying the deck, and even though if the deck is having issues and things like that, we're still seeing things go. Now, I still think that floodgates are the way to go with this deck for the most part, because they actually help out in certain situations. And the first build we're going to be looking at here is more of a go second build. That way you're going to rely on something like Evenly Matched. Now, honestly, going first, relying on floodgates also might not be terrible. I understand that there can only be one is a very good card, but, you know, locking yourself into one type is kind of bad. So let's kind of dig into this and talk about a couple things. So we're playing triple copies of Ash Blossom. No real change here. I do think that this is mandatory. You have to play this. You don't really get away with a lot of creativity there. Triple Cyber Dragon. Now, in every matchup that isn't Cyber Dragon, strange, I know, right? You actually get to abuse this card and get free eating out of the main monster, or the extra monster zone. Now, I almost wanted to see two Chimera Tech Fortress Dragons, and I don't think that this is incorrect. I just think that Chimera Tech Mega Fleet, like, having that option to chomp out and put a 2400 body on the field for a special summon and get spot removal is actually really good. So that is something that I would want to consider as the additional Mega Fleet to better accommodate for this. But I do understand why we are on the 1-1 for the Fortress Dragon for that matchup. Now, Triple Droll and Lockbird. This is pretty self-explanatory, honestly. In a format like this, where you need to be able to lock your opponent's deck, not allow them to continue on playing, yeah, they can still OTK you. I get it, and it really sucks, but this really just helps you in a lot of situations that are going to suck. Triple Effect Veiler. We definitely have seen this become a staple in today's format. This definitely helps counteract a lot of the shit that we have to deal with, and I do think, for the most part, that this is stable. Gadget ratios are also very stable. We have 3 gold, 2 green, 2 red, triple silver, and 2 yellow. I wouldn't change a thing here. I think in terms of these ratios, they're literally spot on. Triple Called by the Grave. So we're not so much hurt by hand traps as you would think. If my opponent ashes my green gadget, I'm already smiling. I feel it's just a strange thing. Like, I understand the situation that they want to be in, but it's like, why ash that when there could be like a Desires around the corner, and like, if my deck doesn't play Desires, like, they just don't have a valid good target. So all jokes aside, I'd probably consider something like Desires in this deck too, because draw power is really good. But my luck, I'll activate Desires and I'll draw double red gadget. I don't know how it happens, but that's how it works. Triple Instant I actually, this seems a bit heavy for the 1 Millennium. I don't have any qualms with this, but possibly tutor out one of these. Just kind of depends. We have 1 copy of Monster Reborn. Yeah, kind of need that. We have 1 copy of Super Poly. I would probably adjust the extra deck to accommodate a little bit more towards other things. I mean, especially since we're packing Fusion of Fire in the side. Just things like Dragostapolia exist, and there's no reason not to abuse them. We have 2 copies of Twin Twister, of course. We have triple copies of Evenly Matched for that going second stick, and triple copies of Impermanence for extra hand traps. See, like, Gadgets are this really weird deck that you need hand traps, you have your consistent monster base, and then you're going to need a bunch of other good cards to help you play the game. And oddly enough, that's a lot. That's 3 things that you need going your way. And if any of those go wrong, you're just going to be in a shit position. So it really sucks. But for the most part, I feel like you can compensate and curve that a little bit. It just kind of depends. We have 1 copy of Trisbani in the extra, 1 Genius, 1 copy of Platinum Gadget. This card actually kind of sucks. We have 1 copy of Mrs. Radiant. We have 1 copy of Link Karibo. 1 copy of Unicorn, 1 copy of Phoenix. We have 1 Nightmare Cerberus for spot removal. 1 Borreload Dragon to take our opponent's threatening cards. We have 1 copy of Gear Gigant X for searchability. This card is actually not as good as it used to be. I get it. Searching for the Gadget extender for the next turn is really good, but like he kind of fails for where he used to be. One copy of Dweller is still really good. We have one copy of Violet Chimera, Millennium Thousand Eyes, Mega Fleet, and Fortress Dragon, rounding out the extra deck here. Now, side deck, we have triple Lancia, triple Prankatops. God, Prankatops is so good. We have two copies of Fusion of Fire. Yeah, this makes our matchup even better. One copy of Super Poly, two Anti-Spell of Fragrance, one Imperial Order, and triple Red Reboot, wrapping up list one. So like I said, my general theory here is you got to have a good, consistent flow of hand traps to disrupt the opponent. Your monster lineup, these guys will do it. And then you just have to have a lot of other good, consistent cards going your way. And if you don't have that, like, what do you do? But this is a good step in the right direction. And I do want to say with these videos, like, in terms of theory and stuff, I want to see what the player base is thinking on gadgets and kind of see some of what is to come, actually. So, all right, moving on along here. Alright, so this is the second list. This is basically an attempt to abuse the Orcust engine in this deck. Now, I think his Orcust engine might be a little bit too heavy. I understand what he's trying to do with this, but if current metagame builds can get away with a 1-1, 2 split on these, I almost feel we could do the same thing. It kind of depends. Now, this is an interesting one. So he is playing 4 Mudskipper. So during your main phase, you can reveal one Link monster from your extra deck, and if you do, when you Link summon this turn, you can treat this card as Link material with the same name, type, and attribute as a revealed monster. Ooh. And if this card is sent to the graveyard as Link material, you can add a level 5 or higher Cyberse monster from your deck to your hand. But this actually kind of makes our Link spamming a little bit more fun. And I will say that this is just an interesting tech choice for a build like this to kind of build in. Now, like I said, this is just kind of more of the testing out theory. The extra deck needs slightly adjusted to abuse rank up magic, because, actually being able to go Gadget into Redoer with the rank up magic quick launch actually is pretty dumb in terms of generalized theory. You might be able to get places with that. Of course, let's dig on into this list. This one is strictly theory at the moment. So there's one copy of Destrudo. Possibly want to explore more of this ... Maybe. Triple copies of Phantasmi. I almost want to see Phantasmi in every Gadget deck. And this isn't really strange, because like I have a bad knack of drawing multiple gadgets. So actually being able to draw 2, return 2 gadgets to my deck, if I did draw multiples, he literally allows me to sculpt and fix the city situations that I find myself in. So I actually really like that. We have triple copies of 4 Mudskipper. We have triple copies of gold, 2 green, 1 Bombard, 2 Symbol Skeleton, triple of the Harp Horror, 2 copies of Orcust Nightmare, 2 red Gadget. We have triple silver, 2 copies of Ancient Cloak, 2 copies of Silent Boots, and 2 copies of yellow. Now, spells here, we have 2 Ripple Called by the Grave, 1 Foolish Barrel, 1 for 1, 1 copy of Orchestrated Return, 1 Rank Up Magic, 1 Fogblade, and 1 Shade Brigade. In the extra deck, like I said, we need to make room for the beautiful Redoer and his friend. So we have 1 Trisbania, 1 Bomber Dragon, 1 Phantom Knight Rusty, 1 Silent Boots Man, 1 Cleafort Genius. We have 1 copy of Yield Unicorn and Phoenix, and 1 Mermaid, 1 Cerberus, 1 Galtea, 1 Boral Sword, 1 Borreload, 1 Break Sword, 1 copy of Quantum, and 1 Borreload Savage Dragon. I mean, when any 2 cards just get you there, like, you literally are able to do all the cool combos. But I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure that this build is strictly still in the theory processes. But I want to post this. Actually, I just want to post both of these to kind of see where the community is thinking about going. Get some general improvements as we work towards these ideas. I'm very curious to see what will come out of these. Things like that. I mean, gadgets aren't going to be tier 1. I understand that. You understand that. Your mom understands that. But, it doesn't mean that we can't explore and try new crazy options out there. Just kind of see what's going on. So guys, please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And well, guys, I'm out. Peace. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a truffle shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out Vanquil40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.